I firmly believe that by the end of the following year, Nvidia's stock will reach $1,000 per share. Yes, 2025. This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to invest early in the next big tech company. The first 50 customers receive 50% off anything in our store for a short period of time. Don't pass this up. This deal won't be around for long. Hurry immediately to save a ton of money. Be among the first 50, so act quickly. Use the link below to shop right now. Yes, let's compare Nvidia with onsemi, a firm that produces fairly ordinary analog chips for automobiles, shall we? Semi is the type of stock that, since it has been left behind, could have said anything this morning and would have increased in value. People's attention isn't on a truck. Nvidia can say whatever it wants, but it will ultimately lose market share because it is perceived as being too large and capital intensive. If you look at Alphabet's dilemma, they would have been penalized for excessive expenditure if they had stated that they would continue to invest a lot. They would have been penalized for lagging behind Amazon, Meta, and, of course, Microsoft if they had said that they would cut back on their spending. Therefore, neither the big cap tech nor the smaller cap tech can accomplish anything incorrectly. Even though ServiceNow has more than 150 employees, it's still not a small company. You know, they have a course to develop AI, but it looks like we just decided to hold these folks to a higher standard when it comes to the other guys. They have nothing at all. Examine right now, there is only 100 fast conversations. We are going to see some of the largest companies again this week, including Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, and Meta. Nvidia is on steroids, people. Pay attention. We are discussing a business that is not only at the forefront of AI, but is also its owner. The future appears brighter than a supernova, and their numbers are just enormous. I'm acting as though I'm speaking. I firmly believe that by the end of the following year, Nvidia's stock will reach $1,000 per share. Yes, 2025. This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to invest early in the next big tech company. Do you think that will alter the story in any way? Not in my opinion. It would be beneficial if Microsoft took a bold stance and claimed that PC sales had significantly increased and that Copilot was receiving a lot of interest. The CFO, Amy Hood, would say those things. She did express positive things about Copilot the last time, and she is not a hype artist. To be able to get mag whatever up, that is what must occur. I mean, after that one was disappointing. Adam Jonas saved Tesla today. Even though I could present a strong argument in favor of Alphabet, no one has stepped in to save it. Surely, no one would notice. I suppose it would begin with Alphabet's trading multiple alone. However, returning to the rotation and the new outlook on many of these firms, Microsoft will undoubtedly discuss its spending, yes, as well as the amount of money it spends on AI and the capex figures, whether it's operational income, free cash flow, or the amount of money these firms are spending. I sit here as usual and just marvel at the numbers because we've never seen anything like it. Will that then take precedence above anything else? Get a return on invested capital from all of this, since we'll return to this fundamental concept. All right, so Jim Cramer believes that a combination of market trends and strategic advantages might propel Nvidia to $1,000 per share by 2025. Given that its GPUs are essential for managing enormous data workloads and training AI models, Nvidia's dominance in the data center and AI businesses is a significant contributing factor. This puts Nvidia at the vanguard of the AI revolution and guarantees that tech behemoths like Google, Microsoft, and Amazon will continue to buy its products. Cramer also highlights Nvidia's impressive history of innovation. With innovative products like its most recent generation of GPUs, which offer unparalleled performance and efficiency, the company continuously pushes the envelope. In addition to keeping Nvidia ahead of its rivals, this constant innovation helps the company maintain its place in the quickly changing tech industry. Today, Jensen Huang and Mark Zuckerberg have a fireside talk. Yes, in Denver, at a graphics conference, all right. Additionally, I believe that this may be the first time. Zuckerberg is obviously in a reserved mood because to Meta rumors, but it's possible that he will discuss something constructive with Jensen there. Recall that Jensen and Mark did not always get along at the beginning of this whole situation. However, Mark eventually saw the benefits, and I believe he is a big ROI guy. Apart from that one branch where he's simply trying to find out what to do, he's unknown. I believe he wears Ray-Bans, but it doesn't make a difference. I believe he can make a strong argument to Jensen there about why he wants to spend money with Jensen Huang, even though the stock is up for whatever reason. Jensen Huang, I believe that Nvidia never really recovered from the pay protection that former President Trump had put in place. Even more startling is the fact that I have sources in the PRC. That is difficult for me to imagine. Actually, the people there are Americans. They're from America. Really, do you want me to interrogate you about this? It will disintegrate. Well, no, because it's not, in fact. Identify these PRC sources for me. You only hear me, no. Are they visiting you at night? Listen to me. Nvidia's market dominance has been further reinforced via strategic acquisitions. By expanding its technological capabilities and market reach through the acquisitions of Mellanox and ARM Holdings, for instance, Nvidia has been able to access new income streams in the fields of networking and mobile technology. It is anticipated that these actions will have a lasting effect on Nvidia's growth trajectory. Cramer also emphasizes the expanding use of AI in a variety of sectors, including as healthcare and automotive, where Nvidia's expertise is essential. The demand for Nvidia's AI-related hardware and software solutions is anticipated to rise sharply as more businesses incorporate AI into their operations, improving the company's growth prospects. Lastly, Cramer's optimistic assessment is reinforced by Nvidia's good financial performance, which is marked by high revenue growth and profitability. According to Cramer, the company's capacity to continuously surpass market expectations boosts investor trust, making the $1,000 per share goal by 2025 a realistic possibility. Straight to your brain, President XE. Let's start with Gina Raimondo, who appeared on Mad Money the previous week. Don't worry, she says, Taiwan would be protected by the Democrats. Listen, said former President Trump, we must pay us tribute, pay us protection money. Furthermore, it makes perfect sense that someone I follow who lives in America and conducts a lot of business with China said, look, they're not, they would, they're starting to think maybe we prefer the status quo, but if we could get in there and take Taiwan because the government doesn't care, well, that would be an opportunity. As one could guess, it would be a very disastrous time for the global economy. It would be awful indeed. And I'm delighted you brought that up since you're discussing a corporation that is among the biggest, and where all of its semis are from a particular nation. What we are discussing is Taiwan Semi. They make all of the high-end chips. We're working to change that now. That was covered by the GPUs Act, and we are already working on it. Although they won't be the most advanced, the factories being constructed in states like Arizona, for instance, are attempting to change that. Some of these factories are being constructed by the same corporation. Although they are supposed to be state-of-the-art, the chips that Nvidia requires are actually rather different from anything else. Chips that are used in cars are not these. However, because it was intriguing, I would like to return to your original thesis, which states that Nvidia's stock price sort of stopped rising and really began, very surprisingly, declining somewhat. On them, indeed. What do we stand against then? We're back to what we're going to receive this week after all. It doesn't seem realistic that anyone will declare that we will cut back on our AI spending. People are discussing the total amount of money spent on overtime by all hyperscalers and others, which comes to $1.4 trillion. Vice President Pence should undoubtedly state that the relationship with Taiwan is sacrosanct under any circumstances. That was previous President Trump's rap for all of this, which is why I believe it is doable. He visited SAC. Has current Vice President Harris given us any updates on that? Regarding that, well, only the statement made by Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo that Vice President Harris supports the current plan. The first 50 customers receive 50% off anything in our store for a short period of time. Don't pass this up.